I'm reaching.
Heck.
Alright, you got a screen. I'm gonna move this mouse over here for now. Hi there. I'm Dustin.
I'm Maureen.
Oh, shucks.
What?
Nothing. Just, just like. A or
Voguing.
B. Yeah, something like that.
What are you, an eye doctor?
How's it going, Lorraine?
Not too bad. How you doing?
I'm okay. I don't know.
That's reassuring.
I mean, I'm fine. I'm just... bleh.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is called Saturday after all.
Catterday. She's doing something naughty.
She peeking. Cat's 3 peeking.
Guess I'm opening up Unity. Do some kind of game, something.
Yes.
Sorry. For the second, I was like, did I change the topic of what we're doing? And I didn't have to because it was the same as Thursday.
Well, I mean, you had to change the title.
Yeah.
Presumably. I don't know why you just call it, like...
I don't know. I don't know why I do anything I do.
That's fair. Same.
There it goes. Took it a hot second to get going.
Rev it up those engines. Let's go. Zoom zoom.
But anyway, look at that cat.
Mm-hmm. She's sitting.
She's just so silly.
Where's your list? Where's your...
we might build one together. I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet. So here's my first question.
To get to the other side.
Originally I was thinking maybe we'd do just some kind of podcast recording thing here, but you said you kind of wanted to maybe just do that tomorrow, see if we can make
Man, I don't know.
I don't know.
What do we have to talk about that we didn't already talk about in the other one that was just the two of us?
I don't know. I figured we could wing it and figure out something, but that's fine too. Just everybody else seems pretty busy. I'm not saying that we won't be able to throw something together, but it's up from that.
Still just do the two of us tomorrow. See, this is why you should tell me things like more than 10 minutes.
Well,
or so
I didn't really
before we
think of
do
this
anything.
until I don't know, just got spun up and was like, I don't know what I want to do. But anyway, instead of that, here, I'll give you two options right at this moment. That's the thing I still want to do.
I mean, yes.
Tomorrow at some point, maybe.
Sure. Birthday podcast.
For right now.
Let's go.
I guess.
It'll be our birthday party.
Would you rather, if given the choice, right at this moment, would you rather just have a general conversation about, down the drain stuff leading into the next week or two? Or would you, want to tackle trying to get that, gumball machine thing working in Well, that's kind of what I thought you would.
I mean, that's more mental capacity than I have to spare
like
for
I
that.
said, that's sort of where I'm at too, I think. So,
I mean, I'm not the one who just woke up 20 minutes ago. How's it going, Brian? Bang bang. The lowest of eggs to you as well.
So here's what I think we might do.
Fantastic.
I got the editor up there. I'm going to plug in one of these controllers just so we have a working controller going.
Great.
It's PS5 one is fine. Too many cords.
Mm-hmm. Doing all right. We're here. Present and accounted for. Allegedly. Spent the majority of my day thus far cleaning and transferring videos from Twitch to YouTube, which included cutting up the different rounds of the tournament from last Sunday. Got that heckin' done. It crashed on me one point. like Twitch like crashed on me.
The web page.
Sort of. It was more just the viewer, like in the highlight making section, and it's just like, you have to reload this. And I was like, okay, and then it worked. But it doesn't help that it was like a 6-hour long video. That probably wasn't doing me any favors. But yeah, got that all done. Those all got processed by YouTube, which I was surprised about. Glad to see that the Twitch estimation of processing is about the same amount reliable that the YouTube one is, because it was just like the other two, the second and final rounds, because I just do 16 to finals now because it's like an hour. And the second round is also about the same amount of time. I just do 3 videos, and the first round is like 2.5 hours long because it's fucking 64 matches or whatever. And that one just said it was processing for like ever. So like, okay, like, leave this here. I'll go about and do literally everything else I have to do. Like, I had lunch, I moved stuff into the dryer or whatever, and came back and it was still spinning. I was like, well, fuck. So opened a separate web page and just went to the exact same screen it was on. It said it was done. So I was like, oh, that's cool, because YouTube does that all the time. Just leaves you stuck on like 95% processing and then doesn't actually tell you it's done, which is neat. Hey, what are you doing up there? What are you doing? Don't you... Hey! You just, like, put something over the top of that tower. I don't know what...
Yeah, I'm not sure what we'd set up there.
Keep her from stepping on it. I just assume she's gonna step on the power button or knock something out of place.
I get this error every time now. This is not necessarily what I go over today, but I do need to make a note of it.
What is it pinging? Isn't the PS5 controller plugged in?
Yeah, but this may be always what's happening on the screen. There might be some weird, something weird on the start screen specifically. I'll have to check it out. Because it is taking a second. It's just interesting. Like so long that like I can even get the input to like load the level in before it happens.
Oh, it's not on click.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was on the click. Interesting. That is weird. Huh.
I'm gonna open up another document and put a pin in that. I'll check that out later.
Pin that boy. I lost sheets today. That was fun. Always exciting. Yucking it up over here, you know me. Keeping it loose. Being nuts. As you do. Talked with my sister. Had a Saturday. One of my few remaining Saturdays. Before I lose them forever. At least until, like, October. It's like almost exactly 2 weeks. Booty. More like just rip weekends in general. Shifting over like 3 days or whatever. Still working Thursdays, but then...
Still maybe just unpause this just to get this back on screen for a second. So we can actually even talk about that for a second. What's your first week of weekends? Just out of curiosity.
Whatever the 16th, 17th is.
Of April?
Yeah. No, of March.
Well, I mean, could have been May. I don't know.
No. 16th is when we open to the public, or open to members. 17th is the public.
Okay. Well, then we can revisit this in a couple weeks, I guess. But 1, 2, 3 more Saturdays.
We'll always have Thursdays.
Just looking at you, Thursday.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
Good talk.
So at various points, I've had thoughts about what definitely needs to be done to call down the drain complete and what doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Just since we haven't had that conversation in a while,
oh goodness, sorry.
Let's make a list of definitely's, and I think most of these are going to be things that I kind of want to do, but I want you to throw out anything in the game as you perceive of it right now that like absolutely needs to be changed or implemented or like really vigorously bug tested before we call it done and build an executable and put it out on like itch and Steam and whatever. One thing I know for sure still is
Yeah.
and I was actually even working on this a tiny bit before I got sidetracked with some of this other stuff and refactoring and stuff like that, but I mean, we just need to after you beat the last boss and go through the pipe one time, you put something that shows some information about
black screen that just says thank you, so it reflects your face.
The Black Mirror. That wraps it up and says the end or whatever. You can loop back around and play more if you want. So we actually need that. Do we want like a music track for that? Because I would have no problem with that. I'm just similarly.
We need music in general. We have 2 songs in the game. Remember,
well, I've got a third. I've got a third one. I don't think it's in there yet.
Because there's the main level music or the only level music. There's the general boss fight music that we're using from Deep Cut, Space Quail / our podcast, and then the one boss has its own music, if I remember correctly.
I'm not even sure if that's true.
I thought it did. I thought there was a different track for the carrot. Like 90%.
Oh, you're right.
I was 90.
Yeah,
he's got his own thing.
Colette, what are you doing?
She's doing something stupid. Not hurting anything, so who cares? It's like tape or something. She's enamored, so we'll let her be. That's some capitalization you got going on there. That's not how you spell updates, by the way. Good old udpates. You'll love to see them. More level. Wow. More.
No, I can't type anything today.
The more capitals, the more important. Sure.
There are 2 level songs now. I think only one of them is actually in the game, and the other one I completed. I can maybe play that track. I don't know
if I've heard that one.
Hold on.
I know you.
I just played you part of it.
I'd heard
I don't
part
think
of
I
it.
really changed that much after I played it.
You got tape, Bubby? Is that what you have?
Oh God. I mean, I have it on YouTube. Hold on.
I vaguely remember that. Maybe. Oh, right, because you wanted.
I don't think the version that exists now is any different than this, but I don't remember for sure.
That's probably not.
Yeah. And these, I was probably just gonna have them.
Give it the old Spelunky, just
randomly.
Random tracks, yeah.
Hold on. Come here, computer. Stupid cursor. Oh my God. Oh, that's why. It's coming out of the controller.
Okay, PlayStation.
Well, that's out of the computer. How about... No?
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, like, cranked. Right,
I mean, it's low on the OBS end is the thing, for what that's worth.
Eh. I can't reach the remote. It won't affect anybody else's.
Yeah, I remember this now. No, those are bubbles, Brian. Man, it's got such a different vibe, and I love it.
Well, yeah, I didn't want them. I figured it's kind of pointless. It shifts between tracks, and they're basically identical. So,
but it's just so spooky. I love how I still love that their spinning is just a fucking bug. Because I made it for them to. They start oriented just vertically.
Okay, crank this back down. I don't think we're gonna have any other audio. But...
Probably not. Just make sure that doesn't load.
Oh,
it's loading. Help!
Not anymore, it's not.
Haha. But those guys, they start vertical and then they spin to find a wall, so they will block your passage. And when I did that, I didn't realize I didn't just think about putting them in an open room, how that would affect that. So they just spin because they're looking for a wall and they never find a wall, so they just keep going. And it works out because they just take up more space. And I knew that you were talking about the track, Brian. I was being stupid. That's what I do, okay? God.
So
in character, that. Leave me alone.
But, yeah, you could always have more, but I made that one, and then I at least wanted to have 3.
I think 3 is a good minimum.
So that's... Need one more of those. Maybe credits music. There's music that plays over here that I think maybe just leave it. Either leave it or take it out. I don't remember. I think it was fine.
I vaguely remember what that sounds like.
I don't know if it'll even be playing because that error came up. But... Guessing not. Oh, I gotta click on the... Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not gonna worry about it. We can revisit that another time. When I go to reintegrate some of this stuff, we can talk about that maybe. But come back. There.
Hi, Bob. Just don't want to sit with me, Dan. Lamps. Balancing has 1 L.
You have 1 L.
I do, actually. Thank you for noticing.
And that actually goes to here of just
Memory serves, they're a player pref, so they should.
No, I wanted to just make it so you just got some for playing. Just like 1 or 2 for just finishing a level. But yes, I'm pretty sure that the ones you pick up, in addition to that. See,
that's why, like, when I mentioned, I don't remember when this was, a few weeks ago or whatever, that your progression in the level could equate to a score, we could then just math that score into coins. Like, oh, you got 100% completion, that's like 3 coins or whatever. Or you got...
We can still do that.
Above 50%, that's 2. Below is 1 or whatever. The time could be a similar thing. And then obviously your coins collected that just go into the final total. If you want a more like, I don't know, pragmatic use for any of that, since you clearly hate it so much. Sometimes it's about the score, Dustin. It's fine.
No, that's fine. What was I gonna say? Is that expressed in a number? Isn't it just the time, or is there a separate score number that goes up?
There's the percentage.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's a number.
You're right.
It's being mathed wrong for
right,
some reason right now, but I really don't know what. I wonder if it's just like how the math on Unity's end changed or something, because like it seems like all the rounding is just weird now, and it used to be like perfect. Unless you changed something.
I mean, I didn't change anything intentionally. That's totally possible that I
how dare.
My changed something
numbers. They were so
changed
good.
Something that changed it incidentally. We can have all afternoon when we go over that. If you want to try to mess with it, or not. Said I sort of don't even care. Honestly, the other thing you could do with that is if you want to just get rid of the percentage thing.
Ever.
I still wanted to make a score thing. They could just be numbers that go up, and just any arbitrary number, and then there's no wrong value it can be. It's just if sometimes it's 10,000 and sometimes it's 10,008, then that's just what happened that run.
Japanese card game.
I mean, whatever. You know what I mean.
Adding a bunch of zeros to things. Goodness.
Other than that, there were at some point there were things I was thinking of adding to the RNG levels, like maybe other versions that did other stuff. I'm kind of thinking I'm just gonna not think about that for now and not worry about it. And if we ship without it, that's fine. This would just from stuff like the enemies having slightly different properties, or like some more obstacles, like maybe some other weird like poison shit or whatever that's just in some of the pipes sometimes or something.
Gross.
I
mean, in theory, that wouldn't be too hard to, like, if you want to just, like, sort of modify the gunk that's already there. Hey, will you stop? Stand on the N64, that's fine. Just don't get on the H6. Because if you did that and just, like, altered their properties so they're not, like, make them triggers, not colliders. And
you mean for the little particle?
Yeah, you go through them and they hurt you.
Smart.
And you can only clear them out with the shield.
All right, hold the phone.
Because then you could just like take those literally the same assets, lower their opacity a little bit for these other, like make them a different prefab or whatever, so you can have the trigger on them immediately, or make it something in the code to change them into these different things, have them turn that into a trigger, have them just do damage if you go through them, either make them part of the percentage or not, who cares, and be able to I think only clearing it with the shield is important. I like that idea personally.
Well, the other thing there was that was one of the things that in my mind I was like, I don't hate that idea of the shield thing, but I also wanted to, if I was going to implement any of that stuff, most of the reason would have been to give the special weapon power-up something else to do other than just being better versions of shooting the bubble.
Yeah, sure. I could see that. They could also do it in addition to...
redictate all the things you just said.
Okay. Just header this as poison obstacle. Will you stop scratching the couch? Goodness, she's getting like a treat today. She's not getting many. Modify current gunk pieces. Really? You really needed... There's two things in this game, Dustin. There's goop and there's gunk.
This is for the benefit of Brian. Everyone
I
else
don't care
involved.
about the benefit of Brian.
Go on.
He's not making this video game. Change their colliders to triggers. Their thief. Lower opacity of sprite to make it look just different or whatever. Of the sprites. Yep, you did it.
Marby.
You're
I can't do anything.
You're crushing it today. Keep it up, sweetie. Sure. This cat is a menace right now. My God. Have them do damage to Marta when she goes through them. Sure. Yeah, something like that. As long like while triggers stay or whatever. Maybe not enter, but as long as she's in it, like.
Well, I was even thinking
we could give them a dusk field effect where their like area of like effect is bigger than their physical space. Like it could be a little bit outside of them.
I was even thinking as after she passes through it, maybe it does a couple of ticks. Anyway, like you just take like 3 total damage, 1, 2, 3. Just like even after contacting it once or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, lingering. Interesting. Yeah. And then I think the only other thing of note to put on there is make them immune to the standard bubble projectile. I think that covers our base pretty well. So then it could, in theory, be done. They could be cleared with... Will you stop? Oh my God, that's my leg! Christ! Hi! Jesus, she comes out from under the couch and just starts grabbing my leg with her claws extended. Rude. You know? That's rude. People don't do that.
Because there's the like just says find the exit or find the keys, whatever. I don't know, just that. Something like that. I think that's about it. Okay, that's a really good idea. I think we might have to do something like that.
I bet it would just be easier to make different prefabs for that.
No, you're probably right, and then we can change anything we want.
But
they're all still created in the same way.
Yeah, no, they would just go into that level spawning thing.
Yeah,
and
the way that those already work, where they're just kind of like strewn about in various places,
exactly
is fine. Yeah, okay.
I don't know if making
That's
them
smart.
the focus of a level is necessarily. I mean, there should be other things there too, like enemies and more gunk. Because if you need some kind of ammunition for it, like.
They wouldn't be the only thing. There'd still be all the other stuff that's in the other levels, except for the keys, probably, because that's kind of its own thing. But here's the other thing I had here. This was the other reason that I thought of doing anything like this.
Enter. Keep going. IR. There you go. I think that's right.
No, I'm just thinking.
I have to look it up now. Yes, it is. No, there's a C in acquiring after the A. I knew that looked wrong. It was right, but it was wrong. You'd think I'd know how to spell.
Oh, I don't know how to spell it all.
Destroyed.
Um,
Think of the word that I literally.
I just wanted them to.
I
just wanted them to appear sometimes, starting from when you got beat one of the bosses that gives you the weapon that lets you break them.
I mean, initially that's what the key levels were like too. They don't have to be. I'm just saying that was the idea at first. Like,
I know.
I'm just giving context. I thought we were giving context for Brian over here now.
No, that's fine. Here's the other thing, and I've mentioned this before, but I'll bring it up again just because. So the number of weapons we have in the game right now is 4.
Mm-hmm.
Number of bosses we have in the game right now is 4.
Mm-hmm.
But the garbage compactor thing is like the last boss.
Is it?
I mean, there's nothing else after that, unless you want to just have more random levels. But that wasn't like what I was thinking necessarily.
Okay.
Or like whatever.
Weren't we gonna add a 5th boss?
I mean, at some point we might have been, but I don't think we're gonna do that now necessarily.
So then I'll just that's part of your if the garbage disposal is the last boss, why don't we fix up the 3rd level type that inexplicably broke?
Which is
it worked for a while. It's like a lock kind of dude, and there's spawners that spawn the little like ghosty looking dudes.
Yeah, we can do that.
Make him a boss, or make him the last boss. I don't know.
Oh, you can do that if you want to.
He's kind of boring right now.
Yeah, that's another option. We can do that. Because the other thing I was gonna say was we just cut a weapon. But
I mean, if we cut a weapon, I'd say the gears. Honestly, like they're the least interesting.
I was gonna say cut the pincer.
I like the pincer. I was really proud of that. You can cut the pincer.
Or we can just keep them all and do that other thing. I like that better. If you want to.
I mean, it's literally like
we should do that.
Unpause this for just go back into Unity for a second. Like, you don't have to play this level because, like I said, it just fucking breaks for some reason. I believe it's in if you go to scenes. I don't know how to search for this otherwise. Like, I don't remember its name. Go to scenes.
Where is it? Right there.
The scenes folder.
Old,
I think it's either in levels or old. I'm not. You moved some stuff. It's not test scenes. Level type 3. Yeah.
Why don't we make this our Thursday thing? Because I've been looking for something else to kind of pivot to. We can mess with this.
It's somewhere in here. So if you just find it, I don't know how you find it. Like, find something. There we go. So that's the boss right there. And the gist of this was, it was kind of like horde battle-y, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Enemies spawn from those 4 things, and they get colored based on, I think there's 4 different colors.
Mm-hmm.
You've used these you're using them in the garbage disposal.
I reused them in the garbage disposal thing.
So the theory is, the gist is just basically they have a randomly set amount of guys they'll spawn, and if you kill them, it will kill all of them. It will destroy the spawner that goes with it, and then damage the boss. You can also damage the spawners, but since this was a level and not a boss, that would lower the amount of percentage you were going to get from it. Killing everything is what would get you 100% in this.
Mm-hmm.
And once that's done,
this. I really like this. Let's make this we can make this the actual last thing.
The other cool thing is the spawners are the same color as the enemies they spawn, and the quadrants on the boss also correlate to those. So he is multiple colors. Like, the different quadrants of him they match that too. I worked really hard on this, and then for whatever reason in a Unity update, it just broke everything, all the logic, or it was just
all right. Thursday,
how things got changed.
We're gonna come back to this on Thursday. We'll mess with this on Thursday and slowly start to unravel it and figure out why it's not working anymore.
I don't know if you can play it and just make levels work now.
I bet it's not. No, that definitely, because the audio stuff isn't right. That might be part of what's broken in here.
And this has and it's got the Do you remember when we were gonna have safe rooms? Do you remember when that was a thing? Do you see that little green spark right up there?
Mm-hmm.
No, go in more. It's right at the door. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really cool force field animation that I made that is now not used anywhere else. And yes, my excitement is palpable. I worked so hard on this.
Well, like I said,
and then we just kind of scrapped it because we went in a different way.
I think this is a good idea to re-implement this. I still think it's a good idea to, once we decide we're
Mhm.
not lazy enough, to put the
Oh, sweetie, I'm hella lazy.
animation for the little like gumball machine thing or whatever, because it's there and it's a visual thing, and you put it together. There's kind of no reason not to use it.
Because he's like a big goop.
Yeah,
Like, he's just a big goop.
I like it.
It makes sense for both. I'm still really proud of the garbage disposal, too. That thing is a feat of using the Unity animator to make things happen. It's got so many moving parts.
Yeah, I want to make this will be our Thursday thing, is we'll come back to this and mess with it a little bit and start the process of getting it to be re-implemented. All right, well, then that answers that question, is that this can be our actual last thing, and then this doesn't drop anything, and then the game ends.
Oh, this is the final.
Because my actual question was much simpler. I was just like, well, if the last boss drops a weapon and you don't play anymore, then there's very little reason for it to exist. The weapon that it would drop. So now we can just have the other 4 bosses. Just they'll drop a thing
too. I think he shoots things at you
all.
because he's an asshole. So we could just make the spawners not be killable. And just
well, the other thing here is once we get this to work, I do think we might want to just adjust the play space a little bit.
No, yeah, we can modify.
Like, I don't necessarily want to keep the geometry of this location the same way.
Like I said, this was a level type. This was supposed to pop in between bosses. Like, he was a quote unquote mini boss of sorts. He wouldn't drop anything.
Yeah, let's do that.
And before we changed around but this was way before the health and the ability to upgrade, like before the rogue-like elements were in here.
Right.
Like, this is a much
This is before
older,
I ever even touched this game in practice.
You got your dirty mitts in here.
But like I said, it's good. It's good enough that we should do the due diligence to reuse it. Because I didn't even know if I'd seen this. This never even got into the test builds that we did for demoed publicly or anything. So I don't know I ever saw it in that context, because we just never.
No one else has played this but me.
Yeah.
This this just feels like looking through a ROM of an older game and just finding some unused test area, because like this has been like almost literally exhumed. Like, this hasn't been looked at or
everything
thought
in here
about.
is years old.
I think about it a lot. But
okay, well then there's that. That'll be our next. That'll be good. That'll be what we'll do on Thursday.
Not this. This is different. This is a unique thing. Don't put this on here. Doesn't belong here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna close that. Those notes are fine. Good enough for that. But this can go here.
What if we make the ghost fish show up? What if you make them spawn things from the other boss fights too?
If you want to, that's fine with me.
And the ghost fish. Just write ghost fish on there, because boy needs some work. No, write ghost fish.
I'm working. I'm getting
write
there.
Ghost fish first. Write him first, because he's a problem. Thank you. That's not how you spell it.
It's like the band.
I don't care. He's a goldfish, for Christ's sake. Thank you. Parentheses everything. Because that boy's. I'm assuming he's actually haunting this game.
See, that's one of those words that I misspell every time.
I couldn't tell you how to spell the word definitely. I spell it wrong every time, and I use it a lot when I'm writing, so it's bad.
And I never have learned for like words that I do that on, because spell check will usually fix them for you and things that aren't.
I know how to spell necessary. Do you want to know how I know how to spell necessary? Shirts have 1 collar and 2 sleeves. 1 C and 2 S's.
There you go.
It's amazing, and I learned that like a year ago. I'm an idiot. But back to Ghostfish. That's not how you. That's defiantly, Brian. First of all, that's not. Definitely.
All right. Well, we're not the only ones.
I'm assuming he's just being a jerk.
I'm never being a jerk. That's not true. I'm plenty of times I'm being a jerk,
always being
but not about spelling. If I misspell something, it's because I'm dumb, not because I'm being subtle about it.
Ghostfish was the first boss in this game. I think he was technically there for the first Maker Faire, maybe. Or maybe the second one. Definitely the second one, if not the first one. But I am like 90% sure I actually welcomed a spirit into this game and that it haunts this game, because he just breaks in weird ways and does things completely like that he's not supposed to be doing. Yeah, shut up, Brian. You're the worst.
All right, well, here's a question.
Oh, we could bring his fire in instead.
And do I dare to
He's
even
got
ask this?
Fire projectile. That's right.
'Cause
The
when
keys could come back.
in one of the other passes I had done on the game, I was
Lasers.
refactoring
You're a monster. What do you want?
some of the boss stuff. And I like kind of inched it towards closer where the cucumber stuff is. Because that's like, it's not, I don't know if I'd call it pretty, because it's still like a little bit messy. Just like structurally, where where different modules of things are stored and the way the cucumber bosses work. But functionally, like that's some of the most stable code I think I've written in any of these games. Like they generally seem to work the way they're supposed to. Like the state machines.
Seen the possum fight?
Huh?
Have you seen the possum fight? I'm pretty sure that thing's broken. Still.
Well, I'm not counting that one because I didn't finish it. Not really.
Yeah, because I worked on it. It was a mess.
But the state machines.
Shaking your camera by shaking your leg.
The state machines seem like they work pretty well. So we could try to re-implement the down the drain bosses in exactly the same manner, but that would be a heavy lift code-wise. Or we can just kind of pick at them one at a time. We'll have to get back into that code and see what's up with it.
Most of them, I honestly like. I feel like those fights are fights. This or the state machine or whatever you want to call it are actually a lot more robust than a lot of the rest of the game because I did them later and then went and kind of refactored them in a more like good way because there are multiple scripts that are interacting with each other instead of one really long one. And like the frog boss is like he functions pretty well. The garbage disposal like generally is like good. And Carrot's fine. The ghost fish, I'm telling you, is possessed, so I can't be held responsible for a vengeful spirit that has taken root in my code. Like that's not me. I didn't do that.
All right. Backtracking all that because one way or another we just need to, like you said, we need to look at that stuff and just make sure it's working right. And
can you please put parentheses everything next to ghost fish because I really want that in writing because. Thank you. Good.
What do we call this room?
I was always referring to it as the spawner type, but if this is the last boss bullshit, we could just this final boss. We need to make him. I'm super hyped on this idea now, though, of giving him the ghost fish's fire. Maybe let him shoot some peas.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm into all that.
Fucking
no argument
garbage
here.
disposal has 1,000 different things. The frog doesn't really, though. I don't know what the frog could have. Tiny frogs. No, don't do that. That's not good. He's got so many moving parts, and he could have. I don't want to say he could have the tongue because that's a really weird sentence to say, but the tongue is a separate object that may or may not get spawned. So,
but yeah, I'm all about that.
Thing.
No, that's that, and this is both. Like it's abstract enough. I don't know.
It's abstract.
I really like that.
Okay.
I'm into it.
There's 4 things, and there's 4 bosses. Oh my god! Look at this. It's like poetry.
Right,
it's
like
fucking
it's like a video
rhymes.
game. It's like a video game.
Oh my god! They could correspond to all of them, and you turn off a spawner, and that turns off that boss's attack.
Because putting the other little
look at this,
the other little chaser guys into the
I love the chaser guys
into the garbage disposal was part of that. Of just like
can we bring some of those guys up? Can we just show them? Because I love them a lot. And they're unironically like kind of how I draw ghosts quickly.
Nope,
not
that's
that.
not right.
That's the fire. If you look at, there he is.
I want to make this bigger. That's bigger.
There he is. I love them.
Yeah.
They like wiggle. They're beautiful. They munch too because they're just great. I love them.
They are a good example of keyframing. Like the little like chomp they do is very well. Just looks good.
Them. I love them. That's all. You might be able to show that if you pulled one into the scene.
Nope.
I mean that is their animator. Like I said, if you just pull one in the scene, you might be able to make it do something because you can preview animations, sort of. Put one in there. Just go back to scene view.
I'm trying.
Go to scene view. Scene view.
I can't.
Go grab one of him and just plop him in there. Just put him. There he is. Hi, guy. pull. No, not the
that's not
Astro
what I
Sword.
want.
Grab the animator tab and like pull it off to dock it on the side because you can have windows next to each
Which
other.
one, animation or
the
animator?
animation. Yeah, and then go back to the scene view over there, on this side. Make sure just get closer to him. Yeah. So I think if you see the default on the right on the animation tab, you see where it says default. And if you just click, I think attack, you just select like any one of them. There's just brown, whatever. They're just colors because they're all on top of each other. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
He munchin'. That's
like
how
it.
they attack you. Because they're precious. You should bring up their movement, too. Look at him go. They swim. I love these guys.
Yeah.
These are the last enemies designed, too.
But,
And they correspond to, like, the colors of them are the colors of the spawners. And
yeah, I didn't want to leave them, I was digging through and found these and brought them back up. I didn't want to leave them out of the game just because they were so cool. So that's why I added them to the other fight, which I'll probably still leave them in there also.
Leave them there.
But
it's foreshadowing.
Okay, that's good. Something like that. But
make sure you get rid of him because he's gonna be a problem later on.
I mean, I'll just not save the scene. Oops. Here, let's make a new scene that we won't save.
Or you could just open one.
Alright, I like that. I like all this stuff. I think this is mostly everything, but is there anything else that needs to be added to this list right now, off the top of your head?
Do you know if the costumes are still getting fucked up? Like, movement-wise? Because sometimes they desync. The costume animation and the body animation don't match.
So here's what happened there. Yeah, her body's gone.
Right, we did remove. Okay, I couldn't.
So that problem has been solved.
When you played
in a
the music
manner.
earlier, the YouTube clip, and it showed that, I was just triggered again.
Yeah, that was one of my better suggestions.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
Why does she have a body under there when you're not going to see it?
Well, because it makes sense, Dustin. Leave me alone. I based all of the animations off of that body.
No, that's fine.
That's how I draw things. And her body used to have her clothes on it. Ugh.
And this has more to do with content than bugs, although bugs will technically fall under this.
You might as well just put the capsule machine on here. If you want to get that done, you might as well write it down. Update cat. Just put it up at the top. Who cares? Why do you do that?
What?
Like, why? No, never mind. Udpates? No Udpates this time?
Shh.
Colette, don't mess with my sons. That's no good. Just let them be. Don't eat the baffling, you dumb cat. Come on. I'm a bad cat. Yeah, you get punishment cuddles now. Yeah. Yeah, see, this isn't so bad. This is a fine place to sit.
Okay.
It isn't biting foam off the
So we don't need to have anything further than, like, we can add stuff later, but do you have anything else off the top of your head that would go on this list? Because I do know there's one or two, like the one that says it makes you faster, the dragon one, I think.
I mean, I don't think, have any of those even been implemented?
Really do anything. Almost all of them work. All the ones that affect RNG work.
Okay.
Like the ones that make your drops better or whatever.
Right, yeah, there were that. I couldn't
for
remember
sure.
what things do.
And I'm pretty sure the ones that affect your damage work right. They just need to, like, they kind of work on a counter by counter basis right now because the fights need to be conscious of those modifiers in Marta. So, like, they work at the carrot fight, but they might not necessarily work in, like, the frog if I haven't gotten around to changing it yet or whatever.
Fuck, there was something. There was something that I had, and then you started talking about that,
Sorry.
and I forgot. Christ.
Stuff needs to be done. Just talked about the gumball machine, capsule machine.
Shop. The we need more controller button icons.
Oh, let's put that under.
Thank you, Bub. You kind animal. You can sit there. That's a good place to sit. That's a really good place to sit. Yeah. It is. Are you saying that PlayStation controller.jpg isn't gonna cut it? Switch? Are we doing Switch too? I couldn't remember if you had that in there or not.
Yeah, it works. Although it only works with your tethered Bluetooth. I don't know why that is. Like if you try to plug it in with a USB cord, it doesn't fucking do anything. And that's just on the Unity level.
Oh, I was gonna ask if that was a Windows level.
It just doesn't fucking work. I don't know. Or like it might even be in Windows, but if you have it charged up and you sync it via Bluetooth, it works fine. So
weird.
A note on here for you if you're gonna end up doing these is the way we're querying what controller it is based on like a text string that Unity interprets it as, and the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 ones are the same, so you could have more of a generic. Like it doesn't have to look exactly. It could look exactly like.
I'm gonna make it look like a DualShock 2, or the DualShock 6 cents. Let's
if
do
you
that
want, it
instead.
could look exactly like one of them, including like you could just make it the PS5 one, just because it's a more modern one, or just make it generically just a controller that has the same iconography for the face buttons and is generally the same shape.
I'm gonna do the 6 cents. I'm gonna be as difficult as possible.
If it only said it doesn't say dual shock or dual sense on here, maybe in the back and like the. Oh, it doesn't even. It just says wireless controller.
Damn. Is it even called?
Okay. That would be funny if you type
No, it's Dual Sense is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. It's
yeah,
Dual
this is the
Sense
Dual
control.
Sense. The other one was the PS4 one was a Dual Shock 4 still.
Dual Sense. What does Dual Sense even controller mean?
Triggers do the whatever. Tinkle.
Enticing idea, the feelings in your hand, immersion in the game.
Who cares?
There's a question that says, "What does Dual Sense controller mean?"
Some fucking marketing person wrote all that copy explaining it. All right. Is there anything else? Right now, are we good for this list? All right, I think that's good enough. And honestly, that's probably good enough for this little afternoon sit down.
Goodness.
Because yeah, I didn't know exactly. I didn't have anything specific off the top of my head that I wanted to do for sure. So I'll hopefully do some more bug fixing and light stuff like that over the week, and then you can come back on Thursday and I expect that to kind of be like a slightly brutal slog, but I think it'll be worth it to re-implement that level and make it work right.
Brutal slog. Brutal slog.
So yeah, we'll start doing that on Thursday.
Wow.
May or may not do a podcast thing that'll go up in the next couple of days. We'll see. And other than that, cat jumping.
That's a weird place to be. Hi.
I think we'll maybe call it a short little afternoon stream.
You're
here.
such a gremlin. Stop it. Really? Is it time to bite my hand? Is this what we're doing?
Oh, she is on camera.
Bob, don't bite the microphone.
Colette, you're being bad.
Just get down.
So anyway,
Wow.
thank you, Lorraine, for hashing some of this stuff out with me.
Did break the skin a little bit, didn't he?
And bringing up some incredibly good ideas.
I have them on occasion.
Thank you.
The RNG machine that is my brain sometimes spits out a winner.
Thank you, Brian, and whoever else is out there hanging out on the internet, chilling for a little bit.
Bang bang.
Yeah, we'll be back next Thursday with some more of this stuff. So,
Apparently.
until then, I'm gonna slap my face.
What a recap.
We'll see you later, internet. And then I gotta look over here and change the thing and say goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye.